The clock struck 3:12 a.m., and the suburban stillness of Maple Grove shattered. A black SUV crept into the cul-de-sac, its yellow roof light pulsing like a warning. Two men emerged, their shadows sharp under the street lamp's glow. They wore jackets emblazoned with HOA enforcement in bold white letters, but their movements were too deliberate, too predatory for bureaucrats. One measured the lawn with a ruler, his focus obsessive. The other snapped photos, the camera's flash cutting through the dark. Inside a modest two-story house, 10-year-old Ava peered through her curtains, her breath catching. She didn't know who they were, but she knew they didn't belong. Her father, Ethan Cole, hadn't seen them yet, but he would. And when he did, the game would change. Ethan was a single dad, a former covert operative who'd traded shadows for school drop-offs. His life in Maple Grove was a quiet one, built for Ava, a place where she could draw chalk murals on the driveway and chase fireflies. But that Thursday evening, as Ethan pulled into the driveway with Ava humming a song from her guitar lesson, the illusion of safety cracked. The SUV's headlights pinned their car, and Ethan's instincts flared. "Stay put, Ava," he said, his voice calm but taut. He stepped out as two men approached. The first, broad and menacing, was Marcus Holt, a former security contractor with a shaved head and cold eyes. The second, wiry and restless, was Derek Vance, his gaze darting like a cornered rat. No badges, no names. "What's this about?" Ethan asked, his tone even. Holt ignored him, photographing the house and Ava's chalk drawing a radiant sunflower blooming across the concrete. Vance shoved a paper into Ethan's hand. Violation notice. Dola bacham namui. Unauthorized markings and driveway misuse. Ethan scanned the document, his jaw tightening. It cited obscure HOA codes, finding Ava's art and their arrival home. "This is my daughter's drawing," he said, his voice low. "We just got here." "Explain." Vance smirked. HOA code 15.2 and 23.1. "Ignorance doesn't excuse you." Ava cracked the car door, clutching her backpack, her eyes wide. Holt's gaze snapped to her. "She the one defacing property?" Ethan stepped between them, his frame a shield. "You don't speak to her. You speak to me." Holt's lip curled. "Don't interfere with enforcement." They took one last photo of the sunflower and retreated to their SUV. As they drove off, Ava's voice trembled. "Dad, am I in trouble?" Ethan knelt, his heart twisting. "No, sweetheart. They're the ones in trouble." But inside, a switch flipped. He'd seen intimidation before in war zones, in backrooms. This wasn't about rules. This was about power. And they'd targeted his daughter. That night, after tucking Ava into bed, Ethan sat in the dark, the fine notice in his fist. The men's Biha VY Aura Hurst, aggressive, unaccountable, set off alarms. Maple Grove's HOA was a tame group, sending emails about lawn care. These men were imposters. Something darker. He checked the HOA website. No enforcement unit. The board was neighbors like Mrs. Larson, who knitted scarves for charity. Ethan emailed the president, demanding answers. Then his gaze drifted to the garage, to a locked steel box he hadn't opened in years. Inside were relics of his past, coded notes, burner numbers, protocols for threats most couldn't fathom. Ethan had been a ghost, dismantling problems with precision. He'd left that life when Ava's mother died, vowing to keep his daughter safe. But tonight, the threat had come to his door. He pulled out a notebook, flipping to a page marked shade. A phone number, no name. A lifeline to a world he'd buried. Ethan didn't call yet, but he kept the page open, a silent vow. By Saturday, the situation escalated. Ava's bike, a purple cruiser with star decals, vanished from the porch. The lock was sliced clean, professional work. Ava stared at the empty spot, her voice small. "Why would someone do this, Dad?" Ethan's gut churned. Later, he found a neon orange sticker on Ava's swing set, built when she was 5. Non-compliant structure. Remove within 48 hours or face DULA 200 daily fines. The swing set was hidden in the backyard. Someone had trespassed. Ava stopped drawing, staying inside with her stuffed rabbit, her spark dimmed. Ethan checked his security cameras. At 3:12 a.m. Friday, there they were, Holt and Vance. Holt measured the grass with a ruler. Vance photographed the sunflower, the swing set, Ava's window. They lingered for 7 minutes, then vanished. This wasn't enforcement. This was stalking. Ethan copied the footage, then ran the SUV's plate through a trusted contact. It traced to a Shell Company CIVYC oversight group. No office, no trace. He scoured Reddit, finding a thread. Fake HOA goons in Maple Grove? Residents shared stories. Fines for VY Cybel violations, threats to kids. One claimed they demanded $500 for a non-compliant mailbox. The pattern was clear. Holt and Vance were predators, using the HOA as a mask to extort. Ethan opened the notebook, dialed Shade. One ring. A gravelly voice answered. Shade? It's Cole, Ethan said. I need you. A pause. Thought you were out. Not anymore. 2 men. Fake HOA. Targeting my kid. Plate Bravo 19. I need names, addresses, who's paying them. By midnight. Click. At 11:58 p.m., an encrypted file arrived. Holt, 46, ex-contractor, discharged for brutality. Vance, 32, a scam artist with a trail of fraud. Their company, CIVYC Oversight, hit quiet neighborhoods, issuing fake fines, banking on fear. They made thousands, dodging arrests. The file listed their addresses, burner phones, and a wire transfer from an unknown source. Enough to act. At 2:30 a.m., a knock came at the back door. 2 taps, pause, 1 tap. Ethan opened it to 2 figures in black tactical gear. His old team. Riley, the tech wizard, carried a satchel of hacking tools. Nora, the phantom, was small, fast, lethal. No words, just nods. The SUV was parked a block away. They moved through backyards, shadows among shadows. Riley hacked the vehicle's system, downloading photos, addresses, notes on vulnerable targets. Ava's name was there. Chalk art. Easy mark. Ethan's blood boiled. Nora cloned the dash cam, capturing Holt and Vance's harassment. Instead of sabotage, they chose exposure. Riley printed 10 pages. Holt threatening a teen, Vance forging notices, both mocking a child's garden. Each bore a red stamp. Fraud. Recorded. Nora slipped a photo into the glove box, a shot of them from Ethan's camera, captioned, exposed. They taped the pages to the SUV's windows and hood, then vanished. At 6:08 a.m., Ethan watched from his window. Holt saw the papers first, his face paling. Vance tore them off, panicking. When Holt found the glove box photo, he froze. Vance kicked a mailbox, shouting. They knew they'd been breached. Riley mirrored their system to a secure server. By 8 a.m., the neighborhood buzzed. A retiree posted the SUV's photos to the community app. These guys find my rose bushes. What's this? Stories poured in. Doorbell footage showed Vance yelling, Holt looming. Reddit exploded. Fake HOA thugs busted in Maple Grove. The HOA disavowed CIVYC oversight by noon, pledging police cooperation. At 2:45 p.m., cops arrested Holt at his apartment. Vance was caught at a gas station, still in his fake jacket. Charges stacked up: impersonation, stalking, fraud, harassment of minors. Ethan's footage, funneled through Shade, sealed it. Ava didn't need the details. She knew the men were gone. A week later, she was outside, drawing a new mural of Phoenix with blazing wings. Her smile returned, fragile but real. The media swarmed, but Ethan stayed silent. Victims spoke he had a dad whose son stopped playing outside, a grandmother fined for a bird feeder. CIVYL suits followed, backed by the HOA. Holt and Vance pled guilty, facing probation, restitution, and public shame. Their names became punchlines, their power erased. On a quiet evening, Ethan sat with Ava on the porch, the sunset warm. The news recapped the story. A community fought back, exposing imposters. Ethan muted it. The house felt safe again. Ava leaned against him, sketching the Phoenix. Dad, is it really over? He hugged her. It's over, kiddo. You're safe. Ethan had walked through fire, using skills he'd buried. Riley, Nora, Shadefeed answered his call. The predators were gone. Their fear turned against them. Ethan Cole, the man who'd once dismantled threats, had protected his own. And that was enough. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.